This is the G Podcast with your host, Tanya B.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 291 of This is the G Podcast. Yes. What's up, y'all? Yeah. We are your weekly recap podcast, news, politics, pop culture, and the tea. Make sure you are following us on Spotify at This is the G Podcast. I'll tell you why in a few minutes. Make sure you do it today. And of course, it's me, Tommy B, your host. Tanya B is in the building. Tanya B, what's up? What's up?
Hey.
Good to see you, Tanya B, in a new crib, new background.
Yeah, 'tis the season. Oh, I'm not done yet. I'm just getting started.
Oh, wow.
The season.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Show number
Welcome back,
300.
Tanya B. Yes, we heading there. Talib Shabazz in the building. Talib!
What's happening?
He's gone from Paisley Park to where are you now? He's in the lab.
Yeah. If I could go back to Paisley, if you prefer.
No. You good, man. Whatever you want. It's all you, man. It's all you. How you doing, Talib?
Man, I'm still recovering from that Jets win last week. Like, what
Oh,
the hell?
Lord. I forgot.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is the Jets were my hometown team, Shea Stadium. So, for me, my favorite team now has been the Falcons, but you always got to have a second team.
Yes.
And it's very rare that the Jets and the Falcons play each other.
Yeah.
So I was conflicted all game. You know what I mean?
Hey, but man, it's like this. If you are, okay, I'm a lifer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been here since the Falcons came to the ATL probably.
Right.
And so you got to have a backup. I remember, this is crazy. Don't laugh at me. But I remember one year my backup was like Denver, the Orange Crush.
Okay.
Craig Morton.
Yeah, okay.
So don't look at me like that, type. But back in the day, you had to have a backup, man.
You gotta have a backup.
It was so horrible, you just couldn't have them as solo. But anyway, thank you, man, for coming back. And the reason I was talking about Spotify is many of you have services because you see it all over social media this time of the year where they do the Wrapped. So right. Spotify does the Wrapped, Apple Music does it, got Apple.
They all do it. YouTube is doing it also. Yeah,
YouTube does it, and Amazon Music, they all do it. And we are a Spotify podcast, so we get Wrapped for 2025 for creators. So, they send us our report, man, and I am pleased to announce, man, our new audience is up 1,000%, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's $9.99, but
Well, I'll take it.
0.9, yes. Yeah, that's all good.
I'll throw the penny in there. So
yeah,
exactly. You have penny?
Oh yeah. Keep a penny.
I got that, Talib. I got that.
Put your pennies in a frame. Yeah. But man, I got to keep going on this because Spotify, on there, according to Spotify, our followers are up 71%.
All right.
That's amazing.
We have a number one podcast for the year. They show you, your biggest podcast for the year. I'm going to announce that on our final taping because we're going to play that at the end of the year.
Ooh, wow.
But we do have a top podcast episode for the year. Nice. And it was played more than 135% more than our typical episode. So,
wow.
And
thank you.
Oh yeah,
thank you, General
time,
Audience.
Yeah, who could that be?
Couldn't do it without the audience, man. I ain't sitting here like patting myself on the back.
No, but you know what?
Right.
Tommy B.
Go ahead, Tanya.
No, we gotta take it back to our OG, like day one. Remember KW? He was rocking with us since day one.
Oh yeah, big time.
I'm sure
KW,
he's one of them.
Big
Yes.
Yeah, we are up for video because we're a big audio podcast. Our video engagements up 20% on Spotify.
Oh, cool.
So that's a good thing. And our top 5 countries. This is kind of weird, but it's not. Like 5 is Taiwan, 4 is Hungary.
Really?
Do we have?
I'm
Italy
hungry.
Is 3. Canada is 2, and of course, number 1. That's U.S. But we got to say thanks to those countries.
Man, can't wait to come to Hungary.
I know. Hey,
Man, the Hungarians, yes, baby.
Hey.
I can see you on stage. Hungary in the house.
Right.
hey, listen.
Budapest, what's the deal?
We will travel. We will travel. Any promoters over there in Hungary? We will travel.
Right.
Big
Yeah, you could have the G podcast live.
Exactly.
Nobody speak English. But anyway.
Right, that's okay because I would cook. Food is a universal language. Food is universal.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And I got to say a big thanks because I do a text chain. I send out the podcast episode, and you guys get the podcast episode when I send out the text chain. And just got to say thanks to all those folks on the text chain who I annoy on Sunday evenings with the with the text. Man, a lot of them say thank you in response. Some of them, I have not heard from them since I started sending out the text chain. But they, you know what? I know it's cool because typically you get that spam message or no longer accepting whatever. But they have continued to accept. So I just got to say thank you to all my friends on the text chain when I send out the episode.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And the key to the show is, and I say it every week, man, thank you for sharing us. I mean, it's free to just, tell a friend about, if you like the show, tell a friend, just share it. But I just had to do that, man. Just had to say thank you to the folks, man. We kind of, it is very much a labor of love. We do it every week. It's almost therapeutic. So with everything that's going on, so just thank you. Thank you so much again. Appreciate it. Appreciate, you too. And of course, Vi's out this week, but Talib, man, thank you so much. Tanya B, of course, thank you big time. Tanya B has been here since, how long you been here?
Jesus. It's I think it'll be going on 10 years.
Wow.
Probably 2026.
Almost.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I know.
That is crazy. You've been for 10 years, man.
Ooh-wee.
Wow.
And I was 10 when I started on this podcast, y'all. I was 10. I started at a very young age. I was a child podcaster.
I don't know about y'all, but did your mamas ever tell you their real age? The women, your aunties, you never really know.
Right.
You know what happened?
You see it in writing.
You ask your grandparents, I don't know. The Bible is back. And then in the day, they kept it in the Bible. The Bible got burnt up in a house fire. So you can make yourself whatever age you want to be. Right?
You never know.
They didn't.
You just never do. Your aunties, your grandma, until, you got the paperwork, until you got the official. Then you say, damn, okay, I didn't know she was really that old. Because the birthdays start getting moved around the older they get,
Oh, yeah. 1968.
I thought your birthday was on October 3rd.
Right.
Nah. See, they got my birth certificate mixed up.
There you go. No, see, 1986 was what you put up
Even
there, but
the
you were born in
different.
right. You were born in 68. Can I tell you something about licenses? And now I'm just going to tell my age and put it out there. I had to go to Georgia Division of Driver Services. All I wanted to do was change.
Well, don't tell all your business now.
No, listen, no, I'm not going to tell my age. My address and for my driver's license and for the registration of my vehicle. And do you know, for all of you who haven't gotten to that age yet, but get ready, because I had to get ready. When you reach the age of 64, even if you want to change your address, not renew your license, just change your address, you are required by this new Georgia law to present the results of an eye exam to make sure you can see well enough to drive.
But some of y'all, I drive, of course, you're on the road in Atlanta. It's horrible. It's some of the worst.
It's horrible.
There are some of the worst drivers. Yeah, but Atlanta has a special place
like
for
DC and
drivers.
New York. Yeah, it's called hell. But anyway,
it's just a special place, Yeah. All right, y'all. Hey, let's do this. Let's go ahead and do. We don't have a whole lot. We do have some impactful news.
Yes.
But a little bit less as we get into the holiday season. So let's go ahead and do it. News with Syracuse Mike, and we'll come right back.
All right.
News team, assemble!
It's time for the Week in News with Syracuse Mike.
The U.S. has stepped up its military presence in the Caribbean, launching a series of deadly strikes on suspected drug smuggling boats off Venezuela and Colombia. Officials say more than 80 people have been killed since early September. The Trump administration defends the actions as self-defense, arguing the vessels were carrying illicit drugs bound for the U.S. The White House finally confirmed that there was a second strike on a boat in September and that there were 2 survivors following the first strike. Here's Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
With respect to the strikes in question on September 2nd, Secretary Hegseth authorized Admiral Bradley to conduct these kinetic strikes. Admiral Bradley worked well within his authority and the law, directing the engagement to ensure the boat was destroyed and the threat to the United States of America was eliminated.
There are a number of lawmakers raising concerns, calling that particular second strike a possible war crime. Legendary soul guitarist and Stax Records icon Steve Cropper has died. Cropper helped shape the Memphis soul sound as a white artist with Booker T and the MGs and co-wrote classics like Green Onions, Knock on Wood, and Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, which he wrote with Otis Redding. Steve Cropper was 84. Netflix has agreed to buy Warner Brothers in a massive $72 billion deal. The purchase includes the iconic Burbank studio lot, HBO and HBO Max, along with franchises like Batman and Harry Potter. Netflix will also assume more than $10 billion in debt, giving the deal an $82.7 billion value. So what does this mean for you? Netflix subscribers will obviously get more content, but possibly at a higher price. Warner Brothers movies will still be released in theaters for now, but theater owners worry that Netflix will shorten the window before streaming and has a long-term goal of making going to the movie theater, well, unnecessary. Of course, a deal like this will need regulatory approval, and that's not a slam dunk. Senator Elizabeth Warren called the merger an anti-monopoly nightmare. A new poll from Politico.com shows more Americans are growing frustrated with the economy. Here's AURN's Jamie Jackson.
The survey finds that 46% of people say the cost of living is the worst they can remember. And that concern includes some of President Donald Trump's own supporters. In fact, the poll shows 37% of Trump voters from 2024 say affordability is the worst they have seen. Overall, 46% of respondents say the economy now belongs to Trump, and that responsibility of rising prices rests with him. Now, among the hardest expenses to afford are groceries, health care, and utility bills. About 33% of those asked say groceries are difficult to afford. For AURN News, I'm Jamie Jackson.
Man, you go in Kroger or any grocery store now, you get the little buggy, not the big buggy. You know how you go in and just get the little small buggies. And it's minimum, you go $60. I mean, if you get anything, of worth, anything substantial in that store, even in the small buggies, it's like, oh my God. So, and I'll get to that in a minute, but I do have to real quick, because we're in the Atlanta area, congratulate, and especially for those who went out to vote in the runoffs. It's important. But, my hometown city of East Point has a new mayor, Keisha. Mayor Keisha, another Mayor Keisha.
Another Keisha?
Keisha Chapman. What a wild election. It was some allegations. Oh, it got ugly, man.
How ugly did it get?
Maybe because I was looking at Facebook, because Facebook is always ugly with the allegations. But she achieved over 60% of the vote, so congratulations to her. If you're in South Atlanta, y'all all know about City of South Fulton and some of the stuff they've been through. They have a new mayor as well, Carmelita Gums. She was a city council person.
Okay.
And she will apparently right the ship. Now, there was some controversy because apparently she's had some ethics violations in the past because she's been on city council, some conflict of interest stuff. But, we'll see. I'm going to give her a shot.
Nobody's worse than that. What, that Kwame, that narcissistic mayor with the $5,000 pool table. So,
Yeah, Mr. Walk in the Woods.
Breaking into somebody's house. What?
Well, actually, he walked into, I guess it was a vacant house that somebody owned, somebody else's own.
He wanted to buy it.
I mean, it was just, but yeah.
What was he smoking? Okay, let's just say I have no more damns to give about him. Next.
But congrats to those folks. I gotta say, give it up, and especially, man, because in a lot of cases people forget about the runoffs, don't show up. So thank you for going out and voting. That's very important. Very important. Gotta say prayer. Steve Cropper was in the Blues Brothers movie. Y'all remember the guitarist?
I remember him.
Wasn't he on the SNL?
He was, yeah. But I remember him from Booker T and the MGs with Green Onions. Yes. So I know I'm a G. Yeah.
Yeah. When they do that, when you see Booker T and the MGs, they all coordinated. And
And you know
I
what?
never
What's interesting?
realized, because I'm thinking all the Stacks people are black, right? And I see Booker T. I'm
No,
like, damn, some white people in
you
there.
saw him and
Right,
Duck,
right.
and Duck Dunn, and now Booker
Yeah,
T.
Donald Duck's
Jones.
done. Yeah.
Booker T. Jones is the only surviving member. All the other three MGs are deceased. Al Jackson, Duck Dunn, and now Steve Cropper.
Wow.
See, I know my music. Y'all.
That is crazy. And they were all Donald Duck Dunn, Cropper. They were in the Blues Brothers movie.
Yeah.
So if you see the Blues
All of
Brothers movie, you'll see Steve Cropper in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Netflix, this Netflix deal, I want to take a few minutes and talk about this.
Wait.
72 billion, 82 billion after they assumed the debt. But let me say this, y'all, because I watch a ton of TV. I do the heavy lifting for y'all, so you don't have to. I do the reviews, but Netflix has been, and I'll just say it like it is. Netflix has been on Tubi level. When you look at a lot of their library over the years compared to what it was before all these companies started building their own streaming, of course you get Disney, and Disney took back all their content. Paramount, they pulled in all their content exclusively. It took a lot away from Netflix, because when Netflix first came out, everything, they had everything.
Yeah.
So this had to happen for Netflix, because every other streaming service has its own studio connection, the big ones. Okay. So what will be interesting, I hear a lot of people talk about, whether or not they can get it through DOJ approval. Look, y'all, this is Trump. All they got to do is give him a peace prize, and this dude,
and that's it.
He will acquiesce.
And
the Trump DOJ.
Yeah. How interesting! How interesting is it that now that Netflix is doing this deal, now they're allegedly building this mega studio in New Jersey. New Jersey's trying to pull the people from New York and give them these major tax breaks, and Netflix is one of the studios that's supposed to be allegedly building like this mega studio, so they can actually add even more content up in New Jersey.
Yeah, they're gonna take, because they're buying the Warner studio out in LA.
Right.
Okay, they're buying wherever Warner has. They're buying all that. Yeah. They did not buy, of course, the streaming part of it, like CNN, HGTV. All that's going to stay with the Discovery people, CNN. I think TNT. All that's going to stay. They bought the movie assets. They got Warner Brothers, Warner Studio, and the catalog. And keep in mind, Warner Brothers is 100 years old. As a studio, that content is ridiculous. So when you think about, they're picking up the Wizard of Oz, the Harry Potter, they're getting all that these huge libraries, even the what do you call it, TCM content. So it's going to be massive. I mean, I think I know, to survive and stay viable with all these other companies like Disney. And of course, I said Paramount. They had to do this because I would only go to, you only go to, really you go to Netflix now for the original stuff. Right. I would go for Black Mirror. A lot of folks, the comedy. They got the, Kevin Hart comedy show is on now. Plus you've got, the Diddy show is on. So Netflix has been known more so.
A what show?
The Diddy. Oh, come on now.
No. Okay, go ahead.
I guess I'll call it 50's attack on Diddy. If you want to look at it like that.
Okay.
But this is big for Netflix because they have to compete, and they're already making, they've got a couple of Academy Awards when it comes down to some of their original movies. The problem that's coming in, and you guys jump in on this, weigh in on this, what people are concerned about the most is how it will impact the theaters. Because, Netflix is known for saying, look, we're not going to be keeping our movies in theaters for long because we're going to pull them back and give them to the people who pay for streaming.
Yeah, 1 week. And that's just so they can get the Oscar nomination. But, the movie industry suffered this year until Wicked and Wicked for Good came along. I think there's some other movie.
Which I've seen both. Go ahead.
What's the other one that came out last week? The Zootopia?
Well, Zootopia was massive. Warner has had a good year. When you look at Weapons, the horror movie that they did, Warner has had an excellent year when it comes down to movies. So, I'm kind of excited. There is a concern because I still like going. Do y'all still like going to the movies?
I'll be honest, I've been to the movies one time since COVID. And
me too.
Yeah, and then but I've been to the drive-in. I have been to the drive-in.
Wait,
twice.
the one on Moreland?
Well, of course, Starlight, baby. You already know what it is.
I didn't know
East
that.
side.
Oh, that's really
East
open.
side.
I didn't know that was really
Yeah,
open.
that's still open.
Yes, they do. Hey, they do a flea market during the daytime,
Friday and
on the
Saturday.
weekends.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday.
And then they do the movie at night.
So I'm still in favor of movies.
Yeah.
But to be honest, and what's so crazy about me right now, and me and my lady was talking about this, is that I don't even when I come home from work, I'm putting in so many hours at work now.
Yeah.
Because of the economy and because I've got some responsibilities that need to be taken care of. I have maybe 2 hours. I stay, I get home, I watch maybe 2 hours of news, just to kind of stay up on, the current events. And then I'm back to bed and then it's going, so
it's a cycle.
TV, right, exactly. So watching entertainment, is almost non-existent for me, except on those rare day offs where I have a moment to binge. So when I do binge, I do have HBO Max, and I do have, and I really enjoy HBO Max because of all the shows that are on there. So and the types of shows, Home Garden, all the tiny homes, that kind of stuff. So
stuff.
I love that.
Because Tanya B, when you just like lounging around the house, that's the stuff you can just put on loop.
Exactly.
You gotta make
background.
But as a new homeowner, I always look to that. There's a lot of great information. I'll be seriously. But I get a lot of ideas.
I love the tiny house stuff.
No, I get a lot of ideas. And I don't know if I can do all that, Tanya.
And I'm telling you. Now, see that, but the whole thing, Tanya, is if you got enough backyard, you could throw a little tiny house there.
Oh, you can, and rent it out.
A guest house.
What?
Exactly, and that's so. Me being an electrician now.
Oh, really?
I get that's what I did. That's what my day job. My day job is I'm at the trade school.
Oh, but wait a minute.
I teach at a trade school.
I have a job for you. Come on over here to my place.
Look, let me know.
You can't tell people. You can't tell people you're an electrician.
Too late now.
It's like saying I have a truck.
Yeah, exactly.
I got some things I got to move. No, but see,
or a plumber.
Yeah, no,
right.
Wait, let me say this.
Especially a plumber.
Unlike Peanut and them, I believe that there's value in what you do, so I do pay. And I want to pay fairly and compensate. So some people like, I thought I'm not asking for the homeboy hookup discount. You have a skill, and I need the service. So hello, people, pay people what they're worth.
Yeah, but exactly. But that's the reason why everybody wants a guy. You know what I mean? Like I got a guy who can handle that. Yeah. So, but I'm saying all that to even to come back to this deal. Yeah, Netflix. It makes sense for Netflix to have a studio.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But the question is what are they going to do now?
Raise the price. Raise the prices.
Exactly. Prices are going up.
Yeah.
Are they going to leave HBO Max as a separate entity so that they can maintain that stream? Or are they going to kind of combine the streams so it's HBO Netflix? You know what I mean? I want to see how this is really going to come about.
Let me say this to you, man, because I've really followed David Zaslav. I think that's how his name is pronounced. He's the guy who took over from Discovery and bought Warner. He screwed Warner up. He screwed the whole thing up. Quite frankly, that's why he's having to sell, because he's the one who let the NBA leave TNT. He's the one who, almost lost the TCM library. They've been basically a lot of this classic Warner library. They've just not respected the Warner library,
but that's what happens when corporation comes in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
These Bain Capitals and the way even the way that Trump is running the government right now.
Yeah.
It's the same playbook. You come in, you cut, you put your people in position, You
Yeah.
take all the money and then you restructure the whole thing.
Yep.
And
Corporate
that,
raiders.
Yeah.
Exactly, corporate raiders, right? That's the term.
KKR. What is it? Barbarians at the gate.
Right? You know what I mean? So it's like you
Yeah.
can see it, and that's what's going to be interesting
Yeah.
to see, because I'm a superhero guy.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah.
so Marvel
DC.
Marvel has been able to do what DC cannot for
Right.
their acts. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? The whole Superman. You know, they're talking about maybe even bringing Henry Hill back. You know what I mean? This is like they just don't know what they're doing right now, and it's because there's not enough creative. So that if Netflix really has the forethought to put a little more creative into the mix,
Yep.
then really this could be the next wave that just totally comes through and just bombards everybody. You know what I mean? It has that
Yeah.
kind of potential.
Well,
Because
let me say, Talib, I agree with you that Netflix has more ability than the current, whatever you want to call it, configuration that currently owns Warner Discovery.
right.
Netflix has the ability, and they've already, shown that they have the creativity because they've already won Oscars. So,
Right.
they get it. And I think when you look at, because one of the biggest things that hurt, in my opinion, Netflix was when Disney took back all the Star Wars, Disney took back,
Marvel.
the Marvel stuff from the other streamers. When they, Disney and Disney Plus, all that, they grabbed all the content. So now I do believe it is going to be a resurgence and more competition for Marvel now that Netflix owns DC. I think, the Superman franchise, all that stuff is just going to explode. And they stole the guy, I forgot his name, the director from Marvel, the one who did Guardians from the Galaxy. I'll think of it in a minute, but they brought him over to fix DC.
Right.
You got the Snyder.
Yeah,
And I know we're
Zack
going
Snyder,
deep. Zack Snyder's versions on. I think a lot of that stuff's going to be enhanced. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be happy days. But unfortunately for the consumer, we're going to pay more. We're already paying more.
I know.
Peacock is
Right,
going
for
up.
less.
Everybody's going for
Everybody.
less.
And
So,
it's been, but you remember
Everybody's
before
going up, but yeah.
there was a revolt and people like,
Yeah.
we ain't doing it. Then they backed up a little bit. Now they're trying to push it again. And if people, it's just like all the people that canceled Disney and Hulu when they tried to mess with Jimmy Kimmel, They backpedaled on that really quickly and put him back on. So I think let them go ahead and try to raise the prices because
Oh, they're going to raise them. Ain't no trying
but
to.
you know what? But
My thing is
the hot
pay
box.
more.
The hot
But I
box
will
still
say
exists.
this. Let me say this. Let me say this, Tanya B, because for those of us who might pay for HBO Max, CNN as it is now, if they move that over, I'm just going to move my money because there's no reason for me to to pay for CNN.
Right.
Or pay for what's going to be left, Discovery. Come on.
Well, you remember when CNN
so-
tried to have
Yeah.
that paid news subscription? It lasted 30 days. Was it CNN Plus? Whatever it was, it lasted
Well,
30 days, and they trashed it.
I think it was
'cause
CNN Plus,
nobody,
I
whatever.
think.
Yeah, people were not going. No, we weren't paying, and they're not going.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I think they are going, when they spin off HBO Max, well, it's going to happen. Because,
Eventually,
again, like I said, people are like, well, you got to get regulatory approval. Look, as we've seen, just give him something.
Wham, wham,
Give one of his
wham,
kids a documentary, just like they did
wham,
with the other studio, with Amazon, and it's a wrap.
and he'll go away.
It's a wrap.
And if not, he'll just sue.
Because all you got to do is, just like FIFA gave him give him a peace prize. Look,
A
and I'm gonna say this, we gotta
golden
go to
soccer
break.
ball.
So the
Okay,
World Cup is coming, okay? The World Cup's coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the World Cup is coming to Atlanta, in the Atlanta area. It's going to several major cities around the country. There's some, I don't even know how to get into it. Lauryn Hill was caught up into some controversy because she was on stage. But, a lot, FIFA is massive. We're not talking about an inauguration here. We're talking about, it's a big deal. FIFA coming, Atlanta's going to make a ton of money, just like
It's
the Olympics.
global. It's global.
So my whole point is, Yeah, it is. So the controversy is that he goes out. First of all, they give him a peace prize, which is, treat him like a kid. Here, take some candy. We got some stuff we need to ask you to do. And then he comes out and says the NFL should change its name from football to accommodate soccer. I'm like, dude, you know what I mean? That just shows you. It shows you what, if you give him something, he'll acquiesce. So my whole point is, eventually, for Netflix, all they got to do is slide some. They probably already got a budget called Trump, the Trump line.
Yeah, discretionary funds.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the last thing I really want to say. Exactly.
You really want to say.
The last thing I really want to say is what I hope, and I'm putting this into the atmosphere, that I really would like to see, since you're going to give me all of these commercials, can you do them where the movies break? You know what I mean? Like when you watch
television.
TV shows.
Okay.
TV shows would give you, that segue into the commercial.
At the natural,
you know what I mean?
At the natural point.
break point. Exactly.
Break point, yeah. Not just when it's like, hey, another thing.
Right, exactly. And then you got to come back and try and remember what happened 3 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago.
I'm hoping that, we can get a good algorithm happening for decent placement of commercial breaks.
Wait a minute. So you get that? Okay, so you must have Netflix for commercials, right? Or two if you watch.
Yeah, that $14.99 used to cover them without the ads.
Yeah.
Now it's with the ads.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to spend more money.
Right.
I mean, just like when I watch Tubi or Pluto, it's like, and another. Here comes Febreze.
Here come Green Giant. Come Glad.
Yeah.
Glad Flex trash bags. Everything.
Right, exactly.
All right, y'all. Hey, Tanya B, last word on this Netflix thing. Your thoughts. Last word.
Hashtag not paying. That's it. Okay. Not paying an increase on the other. You know what? There's always something that we don't know. Why? I'm going on record right now. Watch something else. Throw a monkey wrench into this deal at the 11th hour and 58 minutes. That's all I have to say.
But you know what? You know what I say to that? They got the Trump line in the budget already. I'm telling you, that's all it takes.
Mental illness.
Elizabeth Warren can say. Let me tell you though. Elizabeth Warren can say how bad this deal is, all she wants, and even SAG, AFTRA, a lot of the unions can say it's a bad deal. But when they how do you say it? When they are making deals under the table with these people in DOJ, it's going to pass. It's going to happen.
People can change their mind. You know what? I asked you for this, but I think I want that. You need to give me this. I don't want this over here. I want that over there. I want more. And when think about it, the element of greed and narcissism, which I think the two of them kind of have some definite similarities, I still wouldn't be surprised. It's like, you're giving me this, but I want more.
I would be. I'm surprised. I'd be shocked if it doesn't go through, because in the Trump administration, I'd be shocked. I bet they're gonna come in and name a studio after Trump. Put his name on the front.
A street. Give him a little boutique movie label, like people get boutique record labels. Oh Jesus. Okay, You know what? You got my pressure going up. Can we go to commercial?
All that. Hey, let's go ahead.
Please.
All right, we're gonna go to break. We're gonna go to break. Tanya B. Let you. Here we go. All right, we'll come right back. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Hey, Tanya B, you got a little bit of lag, so we're gonna let you do your report and then come in because of the lag. Okay, so we won't be stepping on you. So here we go.
Now then, children, it's time for tea.
It's tea time, y'all. Sippin' the tea with Tanya B.
You got the floor. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to start out on a positive note. I have to say 5 on it. And all up and through, my Boston Beantown homies New Edition showed up and showed out at the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree lighting. Hallelujah. Even though they were lip syncing, they did a great job. So I got to give them 5 on it for that. I'm excited about this tour they've got coming up with Toni Braxton and Boyz II Men. I know I'm going to try to go to that. So let's just put it. Okay, now, I've got 3 dumb donkeys this week. I've never had 3 dumb donkeys in 1 week. So are you ready for this? Okay, so here's my dumb donkeys. Okay. Oh, you've got
yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So you remember Sparkle's niece? I can't call her name, and I don't need to, don't want to. But Sparkle, the singer that made "Be Careful" with under the R. Kelly regime, and she is also the sister of her brother played guitar for R. Kelly when all of that mishmash was going on, and come to find out it was Sparkle's niece, and R. Kelly's guitar player's daughter, the one that he allegedly peed on. Well, now this young lady, she's of age now, and she's writing a book. I don't think anybody cares, honey. Your ship has sailed. You need to go just get yourself a job, because all the money has run out now. But who wants to hear read a book talking about, are you getting peed on? Girl, sit down. Then we've got another dumb donkey of the week, Ray J. You know what? Mental health illness is real. And it always seems like whenever his sister Brandy is really riding high, like she's doing right now with this tour, The Boy Is Mine, he will just show up and show his behind. Now, there was the incident that happened with him waving the gun at his wife when the kids were around. Now he's claiming he didn't do it, but dude, there are receipts and you are on tape. So, the other dumb donkey of the week is a person you just talked about, 4547. He has rescinded the free entry days to via the National Park Service for King Day and Juneteenth. But guess what day he's now made it so you can get in there free? His birthday, don't know, don't care, not interested. Wah, 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 wah. Mike talked earlier about the loss of guitar player Steve Cropper from the legendary Stax Group, but we also have to pay homage to somebody who I knew was aware of, the legendary guitarist Phil Upchurch. He passed away at the age of 84, and you may not know the name, but if you listen to Michael Jackson's Off the Wall album, if you listen to Shaka Khan's I'm Every Woman, that guitar is the guitar of Phil Upchurch. This man put out over 30 albums, played on 1,000 songs, so I just got to give him his dap. 5 on it to Phil Upchurch, okay?
Sure.
Absolutely. Now, the elephant in the room, I know College Park people, don't come over here for me. I'm just reporting the facts. I'm just going to say that right now. Don't come up in here, okay? Candy Burris' divorce from Todd Tucker is getting nasty. Now, I guess Todd has spent so much of Candy's money now, and he didn't save his own. He needs money now. He's actually trying to get child support from her and custody of their 2 children. That is not going to happen. Too many people like Candy. And the thing about it is, if you ever go back and look at the old Real Housewives of Atlanta tapes, Candy's mama did not like him. He's no good. He's going to try to take your money. He's going to break your heart. And don't you hate it when your mother's right? It's like, damn, she was right. But in this case, Candy's mama she was right. And mothers have that intuition. She never liked him, and now everything she said has come true. So we just, Candy said, please respect their privacy. And when they say that, that means there's something else. There's more coming. There's the allegations she's had this side piece for a long time, and she's allegedly pregnant by Todd. So he may have another side baby he need to hide, like so many other men out here. And then lastly, I want to talk about, we got to say, prayers up to Alexander O'Neal, hands down, bar none. You got to say he was one of the greatest voices to come out of the Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis Flight Time team. And he's had his struggles through the years, and he struggled in so many ways. We have to pray for Alex now. I just got word that he was rushed to the hospital along with his wife Cynthia. Their conditions are unknown, but they live in an apartment complex in Metro Minneapolis, and a fire broke out. So we just send him love, light, and prayers. Hope that he and all the other people who were displaced, that they're okay and that they're safe. I'll keep you posted on that one. And then I also got to talk about Halle Berry. Now, I understand what she says when she talks about the whole menopause thing. And I think she could be, if Gavin Newsom does decide to run for president, I think Halle Berry is going to come out and be a thorn in his side, because she said not once but twice he has struck down the assistance that will go to like menopause women, just from women's health care. And unless you are a woman like moi, until you go through it, you do not understand what it does to the body. And even with women in menopause, it can affect men too, just being in that same space. But she said he's governor right now, but he won't be governor forever. And then she did this and just gave him the business right before he came on stage to speak at some event out in California. So I don't think that Gavin Newsom was ready for Halle Berry's smoke, but she's bringing it, and I actually do support her. And I think that if there's anybody that can hold him accountable on this, I think he's going to backpedal and realize that he made a huge misstep. So I'm going to give Gavin Newsom, and I like Gavin Newsom. I think he was one of the few hopes for the party for, the upcoming election. Please, y'all, midterms are coming. Please, please, please vote, vote, vote. It's so important. I think she's going to give him the business, and I think she'll have a lot, there are a lot of powerful females. If she gets somebody like Melinda Gates behind her or someone like that, or Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, I think Gavin Newsom going to have to go back and dye his hair, because it's going to be all gray. If women are the lion's share of voters, especially in California, he's got to rethink that.
Okay. Hey, I'm gonna wrap you there, Tanya B. You got some lag issues.
Okay, I'm done.
Good deal. And I wanna jump in real quick, and I'll point this. I don't think. Well, both of you probably didn't watch the entire series. I watched the Puffy Netflix or the Fitty's attack.
Attack of the 50-foot rapper.
Right. So, because you're lagging, I'm gonna go ahead and say this,
okay.
Tanya B. Here's the thing, I got to a point where it was just a drone watching that series. I know for a lot of people, there were some shocking allegations and some clips that they hadn't seen, but not to say that a lot of it wasn't deserved and warranted, but it's kind of like a recycling of the same thing that we've seen and heard. Nothing surprises you anymore. Nothing surprises us anymore. So, I truly hope, because he's in jail, there are probably going to be some more things coming out. But I don't know if I can watch another one of these types of series, unless they can bring something that's totally incredible and unbelievable. Yes. A lot of the footage, I think Diddy had sent a cease and desist to Netflix to tell them to stop showing it because it was unauthorized. But then you learn that basically he didn't pay the camera people.
Right.
He didn't pay the people who took the footage. So the people who took the footage said, shit, I'm going to get paid somehow. Let me go to Netflix.
Nothing he can do about that.
From 50 Cent.
Right.
Yeah. So, so basically, whatever is a problem currently for Diddy is his own. He should have paid the people who took the footage. He had people following him around, taking footage. So, I'm just kind of burned out on it. I know it's number one at Netflix for TV series this week. I don't think it's going to stay there very long, because I think people are kind of burned out on it. People it's like, okay, what's next? Same thing. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Tilly, any thoughts real quick?
Fuck Puffy.
Let's don't say we did. Let's don't say we did.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, excuse me. Forget him. You know what I mean? Because,
gotta be specific.
The other F word, right, exactly. The other F word.
Keep it in context, but good.
Yes, right. So, it's just, I think I was reading a post from Rakaya Mays that used to, she was the editor for the Source magazine for a while.
Yes.
And she said that, I think she summed it up best. She was talking about Misa Hilton.
Yeah.
And Misa Hilton was, she did a lot of the, I'll just read it. I'll read you what it says. Okay. It says, she was talking about Misa, one of the kindest people I've ever interviewed. Wonderful spirit, true visionary. All of this in addition to being ground zero for Diddy's drama and violence against countless industry women. She experienced his darkness before the rest of us did. To see her minimized to an accessory for rappers to fight over was annoying. Misa helped Diddy create the look and brand of Jodeci. Mary J. Blige, 112 total, the list goes on, for an entire era of hip-hop. seeing it framed like Diddy did it all was annoying, and a missed shot 50 could have taken to further show Diddy's need to be the only one in the spotlight.
And that was, and Misa was previously dating, what's his name from EPMD?
Right.
Eric Sermon.
Eric Sermon? Eric Sermon. Yeah. So,
the thing is that unfortunately, women. I'm not even going to touch on the whole female aspect of Diddy and his dealings because we know what it is.
Yeah.
But really, the thing is what she hit on in terms of him having to be the only person in the spotlight, and that is the personality that really has been his downfall. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The fact that nobody else around you contributes to what you do, it's all about you. It's not all about you. It's always about a team. And if you don't have the right team around you, then you're going to be asked out. And Diddy has always preferred to have yes men around him than to actually have a team to keep him, somebody that's going to keep him in line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, in terms of this documentary and other ones like this, the R. Kelly, the stuff when it's just so salacious, I'm not really interested. I know what kind of fuck nigga Puffy is. And as far as I'm concerned, he's always been. We've had dealings. We've had one dealing with each other. And I did not like the way that it wound up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So as far as I'm concerned, it's karma. And however it comes to you, whether good or bad, it's karma. And I'm leaving it just like that because I'm not going to block my blessings for trying to shit on or hate on someone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So true. Well, I'll say this to you, that the only reason I watched it is because of the podcast. Yeah. I mean, I honestly didn't want to watch it, and then it got to a point where, again, it was just a drone. It was just a drone in the background. Right. Hey, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back and close out everything. Okay? Be right back.
This is the G Podcast.
Hey, I'm going to let you wrap it up first. Start with you, Talib. Now go to you, Tanya B. What you got, Talib?
And what's up with Trump talking about he wants to go to the Congo now? You know what I mean? What? You haven't heard this?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so Trump is apparently talking about how he's, he and some of his strategic partners are now wanting to come into the Congo and a couple of other African nations and, do something and extract the minerals. And it's going to be great. Everybody's going to make money. Please, Congo needs real help.
Well, I think part of that is, of course, the colonizers have been colonizing for a while. Okay.
Right.
So I'm not surprised. But I think part of it also is because South Africa kicked his ass out. You know what I'm saying? South Africa said, we're not recognizing you. You know what I mean?
Right.
You no longer have the ability to come over because, South Africa is full of riches and minerals and diamonds.
Right.
So, I think he's doing it in a way to combat being kicked out of South Africa. Quite frankly.
I'm sure it is. And,
not specifically, but I think that's part of it.
And being that we haven't gotten the minerals out of Ukraine, you know what I mean? We're looking to try and do more semiconductor production here in the States now. Of course, I understand what it's all about. It's a mineral grab right now. But my thought process really is, I would really, really appreciate it if he did a little something for the Congolese, to try and at least clean up some of the crazy issues that they've been having over there, as he's going in to get the riches.
Well, I think they have to internationally and worldwide Africa is a mineral grab, and the Chinese have already pretty much, they're so far ahead of us already.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, make an effort to fix the infrastructure in a lot of these areas, these countries. But also it's up to the African leadership. They can't sell their people out. That's a big problem too, because you get a lot of corrupt leaders in place in Africa who have sold their people out. No different than going back when they were selling us out.
Right.
You know
Hello.
so shit's kind of like cyclical. You know, it's coming. It's just minerals now. So you know, we'll see. We'll see. I'll keep you up on that. You got anything else, man?
Just you know, December 18th, we're having the reception for the exhibit, the Beyond the 50th exhibit at the Echo Room here in Atlanta. So I'll send out the invites and stuff as well.
Excellent. We get that. We'll talk a little bit more about it next week too.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh yeah, Tanya B, you got your rap. What you got?
Real quick. I am applauding Marjorie Taylor Greene for stepping down from her political position, and I applaud the people who are following, up to and including people that are quitting the State Department. And then just for those of y'all who may not have forgotten, and I had to remind myself, you know, Trump is trying to. I guess I always say bastardize, but this whole thing with the Monroe Doctrine, I don't know if you've heard about that. He's trying to mess with that again. So you know what? Wah. But I just want to say thank you to
the Monroe Doctrine.
Yeah, Google it. Google and schmoogle it. Yeah, exactly.
We're going to get into that next week.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
Next week.
Okay. Yes.
Go ahead. What else you got?
Shout out to all my posse in New Jersey. Kim Applewhite, who sends me great feedback. He loves the podcast. Thank you for listening. So you can still support it. We're going to do 26 and 26, Tommy B. You can do 26 and 26. Okay, come on with it. Okay.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, and my girl D and Norjay. So thank you all for joining the Castropolis. This is a G podcast family. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and check out the Birdwire on Velvet Frequency Radio every Sunday at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And check out, I call it Housequake on Saturday night. I know it's something different, but I like the Housequake. So, okay, thank you.
You got it. You got
Hi,
it.
Mom.
Appreciate you. Yeah, there you go. And
Man, Tommy, hold on, man. How bored do you have to be to go back and take another legal look at the Monroe Doctrine?
We'll talk about it next week, man. Next week. I don't want to mess with you right now. I really don't want to mess. I mean, you know what? Here's the deal. We could talk about him all show.
We could.
Right.
So I'm not going. I refuse to do that. All right, y'all, we'd love your thoughts. Scan the QR code on the logo you see when you watch us. If you're watching us on YouTube or any other video, just scan that QR code. The links are there. Go to castropolis.net. We'd love your feedback to your voice message through the People Poll. Spotify followers, thank you so much. Comment on each episode inside the Spotify app. And again, make your holidays velvet. Velvet Frequency Radio is playing your favorite holiday songs.
Thanks to those.
Thanks to those of you who have voted. The voting's going to end on the 15th. We got a ton of favorites, really good. We're going to do a top 40, like a top 40 list of holiday favorites. It's going to play Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So thank you so much. Again, the deadline to get your vote in is December 15th. And don't forget, again, 4 p.m., as Tanya B said, the Birdwire, 4 p.m. on Velvet Frequency. And Sundays, we replay the audio of the show on Velvet Frequency at 6 p.m. And, I just got to say, thanks to those who are checking out Velvet Frequency. We're getting some real good feedback. Tell a friend about us. It's free. And, just thank you again, Talib Shabazz, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, brother.
And, thank you. And don't lose sleep on the Monroe Doctrine.
I'm not, man.
Oh, Lord. I know, right?
Don't lose. We'll talk about it next week. Don't lose sleep, though. Tanya B, thank you so much. Yes. Tanya B was a little laggy this week, but we...
little laggy. That's what I always say.
You can laugh today, but I will catch up next week and the week after. Thank you very much. Comcast sucks. Okay, go ahead.
I know she mad, too, because she like to be ahead. She don't like to be... no. So I know Comcast about to be cussed out. But hey, Thank you so much, Tanya B. Thank you for what you do. And I got some solutions for you. Don't worry. Episode 291 is in the can, y'all. Have a great week. Thank you so much for your support. Peace and power to the people. Have a good week.
Fight the power.
You've been listening to This is the G Podcast. And This is the G Podcast is a production of the Castropolis Podcast Network. Thanks for listening.